How's the stashes? My name is Dr. Julius Malema, and you're watching the Historian Stash. Before we get to the middle of the week's news, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Your support means the world to me. And also, please feel free to buy me a coffee. Link is down below in the comments. I like my coffee, what can I say? Well, let's get to the middle of the week's news. And the first one is quite an interesting story. And it's about black tax. Whether the pressure of black tax is easing or increasing for young black professionals in South Africa. Now, I thought that this article was quite an interesting read. Firstly, for those of you who don't know what black tax is, it's essentially an informal tax which young black South Africans would pay to their families. If they are away in the cities, then they send the money home wherever the parents or the grandparents are. Now, this has been a historical trend going back even before apartheid, where mine workers would go to the cities and then send the money home to their families living in the rural areas. So very much a generational curse, some black South Africans would say, and as pointed out in this article, there are many that say that this tax is quite outdated, and there are just some that can't pay it because the living costs in South Africa are increasing substantially. Now, this speaks to a wider problem of just the means of our people in South Africa. It's not just a black-white problem, it's a South African problem. It's almost like a certainty that when you get into the job market, then it is your duty to send money back to your family. Now, yes, I know that in some Afrikaner families, you have the same thing, where it is expected that you send money back once you have gone through university and your parents have paid for you for all of that. Then it is expected of you to pay it back. Some might argue that there is more of an expectation in black families, given the fact that these families are more often than not economically not sound, so they need that boost from their family member who is indeed working. Now, as you can imagine, whether it's black or white professionals, this pressure is enormous. And when it's an expectation, it's even more so. Now, the facts state that unemployment in South Africa post the pandemic remains above 30%. Now, it's well over 30%, we know this. And with inflation driving up the cost of necessities, it's difficult for the nation's economy to recover. Well, go figure. Stats SA reports that the cost of living has increased by 8% in the last 12 months. So since March last year, the cost of living has increased by 8%. And that's absolutely crazy. So of course this puts more pressure on young professionals who are seen as the sole breadwinner for their families. And just to give an indication of how many people feel strained by the black tax, a survey conducted recently by Vault22, which is a financial services firm, revealed that 68% of young black professionals in South Africa feel strained financially because of black tax. And this delays personal goals such as further studies, home ownership, and travel. So, black tax, is this an outdated convention? Does it need to be adjusted because of the economic situation that South Africa faces? Let me know in the bottom in the comment section. Now, on to our next story. I don't often give any sort of airtime to our favorite guy in the red beret, but a story came out today where an historian criticized Julius Malema for singing Kill the Boer. And because it's an historian, I very much was interested in what he had to say, and I actually thought that he made some good points. And there was also a political commentator who also said it. And as a result of these guys criticizing Julius Malema, they got a lot of flack on X, formerly known as Twitter. I was supposed to say that. and all other social media platforms, which is to be expected, because it seems that any kind of criticism towards the EFF would be immediately met with counter discrediting of the individual, however decorated that individual may be. And in this case, it's the historian Patika Ntuli who has asked Julius Malema to reconsider singing Kill the Boer, accusing him of being a provocateur. Now, where did this stem from? Well, it's come along for the last decade, but during the Human Rights Day celebrations of all things, Julius Malema decided to sing Kill the Boer once again. And yes, a Supreme Court of Appeal has found that this Kill the Boer is not inflammatory and is not meant to be hate speech. I'm sure that there are a few people that will disagree with that. Be that as it may, in our current climate, and especially with our relationship with America, this is just stupid rhetoric that is just being pushed. And the fact that he is pushing it, and Elon Musk has also waged war with him, I mean, it's just unnecessary. But maybe this is a right thing. Some people might think, well, we've been dealing with it for years, so it's about time that the world knows about it. Maybe that's right. I mean, I guess so. I guess people should start waking up and start thinking, well, we've been sitting with a guy who has been pouring on hate and been singing this song, which is a liberation song from apartheid days. Now they say that apartheid is dead. Well, by singing these songs, it just perpetuated and it just keeps the rhetoric going. Now, Prof. Ntuli, all that he has gone and said, well, Julius, you might want to reconsider singing Kill the Boer. There are plenty of other liberation songs that you can sing. Go and sing those. There are ones that are not offensive at all, that are actually beautiful, beautiful songs, liberation songs. There are songs that celebrate freedom fighters of the past. So why don't you stick to that? By maintaining singing a song which, by all accounts, I mean, when it says Kill the Boer, when nothing is done about that, then people start to talk and say, but this can lead to something worse. And in future, it could mean that there's a connection between these things. So by singing this song, it is offensive to a significant group in the population. And for that, Prof. Ntuli is raked of the coals on X. Right on cue, there's a whole stream of tweets. One user from the EFF, go figure, responded that Ntuli should be embarrassed as an historian after espousing such beliefs. Then another user posted, according to South African political analysts, we must not sing our struggle songs, but Afrikaners can still use their apartheid flags and shout, make South Africa great again. Well, apartheid flags are banned, my bro. Yeah, that was declared illegal. Can't have them unless they're in the museum. So, yeah, the apartheid flag, whatever that is, also, you mean the old South African flag? Well, yes, that has been declared illegal, and it's a remnant of the past, just like Kill the Boer, but Kill the Boer is still being sung. So, and yes, another user does reference the court case. They say in 2022, the South African Equality Court has ruled against AfriForum for its assertion that the words kill the Boer, kill the farmer constituted hate speech. Now, yes, the court has ruled as such, but how long is it going to take for a song to be perceived as inflammatory and then someone acts on that song? And who says that it hasn't influenced any radicals at all? I mean, you've got Nota Baloy, if that's the guy's name, who's been touting white genocide for the last month. And it seems that there's nothing being done on all of this. And I see that he again appeared on another podcast. Out of respect for that podcast, I will not name it. But that old Nota went on a rampage saying that he basically encourages the slaughtering of white people and pushing them into the sea. All white people. I mean, yeah, it's morons like these that don't deserve airtime, but at the same time, this is something that needs to be cautious about, because these are some of the telltale signs of really a genocide. And I'm not saying that we are in a genocidal state right now, because we are far from it. But shit like this does inflame the situation, and if people just keep on getting away with singing "Killing the Boer" and basically saying that white genocide is okay, if they just keep on getting away with it, then after a while it becomes normalized, and before you know it, people are okay with it. People are okay with talking about genocide in the streets, because hey, it's all a myth, right? And it is a myth right now. Yes, it is a myth right now. But by touting this stuff, it just inflames the situation. It just causes more aggravation, which we don't need, especially when we've got Trump peering down our necks and we think, well, we're better than Trump. It's okay. We're going to take him on head on. He can come at us. Again, this is like what I said last time in my video. If you're going to play with the lion's tail, or as one subscriber said in the comment, that it's more like the lion's testicles, then you're going to find out that the testicles are connected to the jaws. And we've all been saying that we don't want another Zimbabwe. It sure does look like we're heading that way. And I don't want to say that, because I don't want to be one of these AfriForum Solidariteit guys that are just espousing negative thoughts and just calling for panic and crisis. But it just looks like if they keep on going this way and just normalizing this kind of speech, I mean, a young kid in the township can't distinguish between a liberation song and something which is real. I know, because I've taught them. So Julius and Nota, they both know that their followers are extremely impressionable. And this is all they do. They just keep on hitting it. They just keep on pressing it home until... Anyways, the last story to come out today, and probably the biggest one, is the nomination by Donald Trump of their next ambassador to South Africa. Now, a lot of people had money riding on Joel Pollock, who was kind of like the go-to guy. I mean, he was making all the overtures, but alas, a guy completely from left field. No one saw this appointment coming, or nomination should I say, because it still has to go through Senate before he is appointed. So this is a nomination, let me be clear, and his appointment will be finalized in Senate. The nominee for ambassador to South Africa is none other than Leo Brent Bozell III. Now, who is Leo Brent Bozell? No one really knows, but I did do a bit of research on him, and he heads the US Agency for Global Media, which owns the government-backed media house Voice of America. He's the founder of Media Research Center, and these guys' main job at the Media Research Center is to expose liberal bias in the media. Okay, not conservative bias, only liberal bias, it seems. This was his day job. Now he is being asked to give up his day job and become the ambassador to South Africa. An interesting aside is that Bozell, is it Bozell or Bozell? I'm not sure. But an interesting aside is the fact that he is also the father of one of the January 6th rioters who have recently been pardoned by Trump. So I'm not sure whether this is a request by Trump for saying, hey, I helped you get your son out, so go to that hole in South Africa and try and minimize the damage. Go and see what's going on there. I entrust you with it. So I'm not sure what the deal is, and it will be quite interesting to see in the following weeks what will happen and what the mission will be of Bozell and his team as they come to South Africa. Do you have any ideas what's going on? If you do, please drop a comment down below and see what is Bozell's purpose. What is his mission going to be? Like I said, I think from an informed position it's a bit too early to tell, but all we got now is speculation. Right, well, that's all of the midweek news for now. Like I said, if you're keen to drop your opinion of the news stories, please drop it down below, and I look forward to answering back. And please subscribe to the channel, The Historian Stash, if you feel like you've learned something from this episode. Your support means the world to me. And if you want to buy me a coffee, I would really like a cup of coffee. Link is also down below. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, stay stashy and bye. Bye bye.